Hello and welcome to another episode of Squirtified Engineering. I'm Sprutis, and if you're new to the channel then please consider subscribing so you can stay up to date with all my different projects. In today's episode we are assembling the power steering pump with the screws that I finished in the last episode, so if you haven't seen that then go back and watch that again. We used that power supply to achieve the result and finish that you would see in that episode. So if you want to know more about what I did, then just watch that one first. So let's have a look at what we have to play with. So here we have the power steering housing, which have been sandblasted and then painted with Foliatech brake caliper paint. It's an epoxy 2-part paint. We have some pieces for the internal things. We also have a renovation kit with all new O-rings, and this connection, the feed, I need to weld on an AN fitting on that and then treat that one. And the idea is that it will get the same treatment as these screws got. So I have zinc plated these myself, and then yellow chromatization or yellow passivization, not sure what the English word is. And then in order to avoid hydrogen embrittlement, which would form from the surface and then go down into the material, forming micropores and cracks, and then run the risk of breaking the screws. So in order to avoid that, I left these in the oven for almost 8 hours at 175-180 degrees Celsius, and so they are a bit flat in color, or matte, at least compared to what they looked like after the bath. But I prefer function over form, so it's more important to have fasteners that won't break. So this will be very pretty once mounted. I think a good contrast. I also have bought small, picking tools in order to remove the O-rings and seat them and so on. I also brought some power steering fluid so that I can coat the O-rings before assembly. Yeah, so let's get started. So I've started a bit here. Here we have the renovation kit on the O-rings, gates racing, and the first number is 348409. Here we have some power steering fluid for coating the O-rings and the screws. The zinc coating got a bit thick, so I need to clean the threads a little. I'm also cleaning the mating surfaces as well as the female threads in the pump itself. So all the threads are clean. Maybe I should have settled with cleaning the female threads only, just to save as much plating, zinc plating as possible. This one is fine, so maybe I got tricked by some paint dropping in or something like that. Yeah, but you live and you learn. So now I need to clean everything again. I will spray brake cleaner on this one and blow through it. The screws, maybe I just need to wipe them off. After everything is assembled, I will do some touch-ups of this paint. So I have just installed the first piece, which is an O-ring down there. And now I am going to install this oil seal on the other side and use a 22mm socket in the press, or by hand, we will see. So I ended up using the bench press because I didn't want to overdo it. So I tightened a little, checked where I had the groove for the snap ring, did a bit more, checked, did a bit more, etc, etc. Now I think it's good. So we will coat this lip with molybdenum grease. So the snap ring is in place. The oil seal is coated in grease, and then we have the big piece to go in. And we have 3 O-rings to replace, this one, and here we have 2. The wavy washer is on this side. I haven't disassembled these vane packages, so I don't need to replace this small locking ring, and I haven't removed the spring seat, which means that I don't need to replace this snap ring. So I will remove the O-rings, and I will be using a picking tool for that, and then coat everything and put it inside. So I will also need to clean the lid. So apparently the seat in this hole is loose. I noticed that when it flew out of the compressed air. I have tapped in this, so I think this is right now. I will put back the O-rings, put a coat of oil on it, and then another O-ring on this piece, the biggest one, and then put it back. The GoPro battery died, and I'm so close to being finished, so I will just do short videos on my phone. Next up is this flow control valve, and the logical thing would be to have this sort of tapered or beveled side in here, but according to the service manual, this is the side, the one with the D. So this one is going in like this, and you can tell if you look in the service manual, you see that this piece, the 3-step, is closer to the pump than the 2-step, and also the spring sits better on this. I guess it can become or be a bit slanted if you use it the other way around. So I will install this. I have already installed new O-rings, which I will coat in oil and then put it in the pump. So the power steering pump is basically finished, with the exception of the feed pipe, and I haven't torqued down any screws, but I think it will look okay. It will also be down below where no one sees it. Yeah, but I like the contrast. Unfortunately, I did damage most of the screws, so that's too bad. So that will be it for this episode. Before installing this in the car, I will be torquing down everything and all the screws that I don't want to touch anymore. They will get some thread locker just to be on the safe side, and I will do a bit of touch up painting wise. We have the joint between the shell of the power steering pump and the lid. I scraped maybe a bit too much paint off, so I will go over that again. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Stay safe. Take care. Bye bye.